Hey guys, I'm Rhonda and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to share with you some of my favorite books to read during the holidays. So today I am doing my holiday book recommendation video, and I personally really enjoy reading seasonal books, especially holiday books. I think that they just put me in the best mood. They put me in that festive, just Christmassy spirit. They are all super cute and festive and bingeable, and they are just easy to read, and they just put me in that festive spirit. Today I'm going to share with you 10 holiday books that I would recommend, and these are all holiday romances with the exception of one. I have kind of like a whodunit type mystery that I think is perfect to read during the holiday season. But I am also planning to film a winter book recommendation video, which is going to be very different than this video. That is where I'm going to go over all of the snowed in, remote type books that I think are perfect to read during the winter months. I don't know if that's going to be the next video I post or the video after, so make sure that you are subscribed if you aren't already so that you don't miss that video. And in that video, I'm going to talk about all of the thrillers. I think there's a historical fiction and a women's fiction in that stack of books that I've kind of curated. But subscribe so you don't miss that video. And then also, before we get into these books, I have been posting some holiday content. It's been super fun to kind of dive into the holiday spirit a little bit early. I did my holiday TBR video last. I also did a holiday new release video where I went over all of the holiday romances that are new this year. So after you watch this video, if you're needing some more book recommendations or book ideas for your holiday TBR or for your holiday reading, then definitely go check out those videos. I will link them throughout this video in the I don't know which side it's on, as well as down in the description. But let's go ahead and get started. These are all the books I want to talk about, and I'm going to try to get through them pretty quickly. I want to keep this video short. We'll see if that actually happens. My videos tend to run really long. But let's start off with a bang. I want to talk about my favorite book that I read last year during the holiday season, and that is The Plight Before Christmas by Kate Stewart. I think this author mainly writes darker, suspenseful romances. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't read anything else by her, but this was so good. This was a easy 5-star read, which is weird because I usually give these type of seasonal reads like 3 stars. They usually give me, you know, the feels I'm looking for, whether it's fall or in this case, Christmas feels. But they're usually pretty cheesy and they're usually just 3 stars, but this one was a good one. This book is about a woman named Whitney, and she is not having the best year. Her boyfriend has broken up with her. She has also not gotten the promotion that she really wanted at work, and she is headed back to home for the holidays to spend time with her family, and she's just not in the festive spirit. And when she gets there, she realizes that her brother actually invited a guy that she used to date several years ago. So that's really putting a damper on the holidays for her too, because she has to see his stupid face for a week. And his name is Eli. This book, if you want a book that's going to make you laugh hard, pick this one up. I laughed so hard in this book. That's all I remember about this book was how funny it was. There's also a little boy in this book. His name is Peyton. I wanted to eat him up. He was so cute, and he couldn't say the word yep. Instead, he said mep. So someone would ask him a yes/no question. He'd go mep, mep, and it was just so cute. He was adorable. And the friendship that he has with Eli, the main male character in this book, is so sweet. They have this little routine that they do early in the morning before everyone's up, and it just melted my heart. So this book is going to be, obviously, like I said, it's going to be super funny. It's going to have a little bit of found family, and the relationship and the feelings that are caught between Whitney and Eli was so good and sweet. I love this book. If you only pick up one book from the list of books that I have today, then pick up this one. I do want to say that there is spice in this book. I want to say it's closer to the end. It does get pretty spicy, but I do remember I was able to skip it pretty easily. There's also language. There's a lot of language in here. In fact, the very first sentence of this book does drop an F-bomb, so just know that. But I would say still give this one a chance if that's not normally something you're comfortable with, just because this is just a fun and entertaining book, and you're gonna laugh so hard in this one. Okay, next up I have the famous Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. This is the first book in a 4-book series. I read this one. I tried reading the second book after this one, and I didn't love it, but I do have the other 2 to get to, and I'll get to those eventually. But this one is set at a Christmas tree farm. So if you're looking for a holiday Hallmark type book movie set on a Christmas tree farm, then this is the one for you. This is about Stella, and her Christmas tree farm is not going so well, and she wants to save it. And in order to save it, she ends up entering a Instagram contest that an influencer is having. And while she is filling it out, she wants her tree farm to feel more romantic and sweet and she wants to do something to make it stand out. And so she kind of lies on the application for the contest and says that she owns this Christmas tree farm with her longtime boyfriend. The problem is she doesn't have a boyfriend. So she finds out that she is a contender for this contest. She's one of the top 3 or 5. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But the influencer who's having this contest is going to come to her Christmas tree farm to kind of scope things out, take pictures, take video, and she doesn't want to get caught in the lie. And so Stella asks her best friend Luca to pose as her boyfriend so that she can win this contest, because if she wins, not only will she obviously get the publicity from being in this contest through this influencer's Instagram account, but also she can win $100,000. So she really wants to win, and Luca agrees to help her, and they have to sell this relationship. When I picked this one up, I went in with low expectations because this book was so hyped up. I was like, I probably won't enjoy it because, again, these books are usually kind of cheesy to me, but this one exceeded my expectations. It was a very sweet holiday romance, again, set on a Christmas tree farm. And honestly, I cannot think of a better backdrop for a holiday book than on a Christmas tree farm. Also, too, the characters, Stella and Luca, really had this undeniable chemistry. I really loved the pining and the yearning that I felt in this book. It was just really well done, and the relationship that was written, it just left me sighing, and I just thought it was a really, really sweet book. The only thing I didn't like is there is a third act conflict that I don't think this book needed. It felt kind of forced, but outside of that, this is a solid holiday romance. It's going to leave you feeling just warm and fuzzy inside, and I would absolutely recommend it, and I think the hype is worth it. Next up is A Cross-Country Christmas by Courtney Walsh, and this one is another favorite of mine, and it's a little bit different because this one is going to be a clean, closed-door romance. There's no cussing, there's no spicy scenes. I can't remember if there's even any kissing in this book. This book is really just about the characters and the relationship and the development of romance, which is what I love most in romance novels. And that is the case with all Courtney Walsh books. So if you read this and you love it, try her other books. They're just as good. All of her books have humor and heart. They're wholesome. They're just sweet, sweet reads, and I love them all. But with this book in particular, it features a holiday road trip, and this is about Lauren, who is afraid of flying, and she's living in LA, and she needs to go to, I think, Illinois to spend the holidays with her family. So because she's afraid of flying, her older brother enlists the help of one of his friends to pick her up and drive her to their hometown. And I think the friend lives somewhere near her in California. So he picks her up, and when he does, Lauren realizes that it is her brother's best friend, who she had a crush on for years when she was younger, and his name is Will. And something happened in the past that made her not like him and not want to be around him. So because of that, Lauren is really not looking forward to spending these long days in the car with him just because she doesn't like him anymore. So this one is going to be brother's best friend, a childhood crush, reverse grumpy sunshine, and a little bit of opposites attract, because Will is the complete opposite of Lauren. He is so into life. He is so into Christmas. He's got a sunny demeanor, and she's just not. But I love this one too. This one was wholesome. It was sweet. It was funny, but it also had a lot of depth. And at the end of the book, I was crying, which is not a big surprise because, as you know, I cry in most books. But there was some emotional depth to this book that I was not expecting, and it just made for an even better holiday book. So yeah, this one's really going to tug at those heartstrings. It's full of cheer and emotions and hope, and I just adored it. This is another book. If you can only pick 2 books from the list of books I'm going to give you, this is the other one you need to pick for sure to read. Another Courtney Walsh book that I want to recommend to you all is Christmas with a Crank. This is her new release from last holiday season. And this is about Olive and Liam. And Liam left his childhood home to escape the expectations that his family has put on him. He was supposed to help run the family's Christmas tree farm. Yes, it's another Christmas tree farm setting, but Liam really didn't want that. He wanted something bigger. So he ends up returning home to kind of help out, and he is kind of shocked to find out that his family is putting the Christmas tree farm up for sale. So he's pretty bummed about that. He's trying to figure out a way to save the farm. We're also following Olive, who I think she's always had a crush on Liam, and she has been hired by Liam's parents to help plan just this last Christmas event that this farm will have. So because she's planning this event, her and Liam are going to have to work closely together, and it's going to help cause some old feelings to resurface. This is going to be another Grumpy Sunshine romance. It's going to be another romance set on a Christmas tree farm. It's also going to be another opposites attract. Liam is very serious and quiet, and Olive is the direct opposite. She's kind of outgoing and bubbly and sweet and very into Christmas. Why I love this one, and the reason why I'm recommending it is just another cozy small town holiday romance. It's going to feel like a holiday Hallmark movie. It's going to make you feel festive, and I enjoyed it. I really did. It's not my favorite by this author. I think the Cross Country Christmas is definitely my favorite by her, but I would still absolutely recommend this one. It's just a really sweet book, and if you're looking for another clean and cozy holiday romance that's set on a Christmas tree farm, then this is going to be the one for you. If you're looking for something that is a lot shorter, if you're looking for a shorter story, a novella, I have something for you, and that is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Elise. This is another one that I really loved reading last year. So the only downside with this one is it was originally on Kobo. So I think if you have a Kobo, you can probably read this digitally still through that outlet. But if you are like me and you have a Kindle and not a Kobo, they don't have it available to download to your Kindle. You have, if you want to read this, you're going to have to buy a physical copy, which is like $10 and change, which I think is kind of pricey for a little novella, but I would say go ahead and purchase it because I think it's worth it. This was really cute. But in this one, we're following Jonathan and Gabriella, and they both work at this independent bookshop, and business is not great. Financials are not going well for the owners, and they tell Gabriella and Jonathan that they're going to have to let one of them go after the new year. So our two main characters are kind of workplace rivals. They don't always get along. They end up turning the situation into a competition where in the month of December, they're going to compete with each other and see who gets the most sales throughout the month of December. And whoever does gets to stay in their position, and whoever doesn't is going to have to resign. So this is going to be workplace rivals to lovers. Our female main character, Gabriella, she is neurodivergent. You guys know I always love books that feature neurodivergent characters. And this is just going to be another classic Grumpy Sunshine romance because our female main character is really into Christmas, and she thinks she has this competition in the bag because of her love of Christmas and Christmas books. And our main male character, Jonathan, is a little bit more reserved. He's more of a grump. It's also going to be a little bit of a hate to love trope. Because these two obviously don't really like each other, but as the story goes on, I don't think I'm giving anything away by saying that feelings are caught. This is just a perfect blend of humor and heart and holiday spirit, and it's packed with just warmth. And also too with this one, it's going to give you a little bit of You've Got Mail vibes. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Nora Ephron movies ever, and love that movie. But our female main character, Gabriella, she has an anonymous online friend that she chats with almost every day, and those messages are so sweet, and I loved kind of reading how things connect and how things play out. So if you love that movie, then definitely check out this book. If I had to give one critique on this one, I would say that this does have some pretty spicy scenes, and I really did not think that this book needed it. I thought it was sweet and it kind of stood on its own, and it just really didn't need those scenes. So just know that going in. It's super cute, and I think you guys are going to love it. It's packed with warmth, and it's another book that I loved reading last year, and I think you guys would love it too. Okay, this is another favorite, but next up is Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. This one is going to be another one of your holiday travel books, and it's about Molly and Andrew, and they've been friends for 10 years, but they have a unique friendship. They only see each other once a year, and that is when they each board the same airplane in Chicago and fly home for the holiday Holidaze, which is in Dublin, Ireland. And during that flight, it is their time to have some airplane wine and kind of catch up on what's been going on in their lives over the past year. With the exception of this year, unfortunately, a freak snowstorm hits Chicago and grounds all the flights. And Molly's like, okay, I guess I just won't go home this year, no big deal. Andrew, on the other hand, is very upset. He loves going home for Christmas. He wants to see his family. Christmas is a big deal at his home. He just loves Christmas time and he loves spending it with his family. And because Molly is such a good friend and she sees how upset he is, she decides to help get him home for the holidays. So they embark on this trip that takes them all around the world to get him home to Dublin. And the situations they found themselves in were so cute and funny. This is also kind of told in a then and now, where we follow Molly and Andrew as they first meet, and each year they take these flights together. We're following them and seeing how that friendship develops. I love that. So of course, this is going to be a friends to lovers trope. This is another book that I just felt was incredibly funny. It was just a funny story and I laughed out loud a lot in this book. I loved the two characters. I loved their chemistry and their banter and these funny situations they found themselves in. And I already said the top 2 books that you guys should get if you can only pick 2. I would say if you can only pick 3 books out of the stack, pick The Plight Before Christmas, A Cross-Country Christmas, and Holiday Romance. Those 3 books, if you can only pick 3, grab those 3 books and read them this year. They are really that good. But this book has my heart. It is definitely rom-com-y, which I love. And there's also a little bit of depth in this book too. So it's not just a silly, fun, good time holiday romance. There was a little bit more to the story, which I also appreciated. And then if you want to know about the spice level, I think if I'm remembering correctly, there's only 1 spicy scene and it was pretty short. So if you're not into spice, then I think you can easily skip it and it's not going to take away anything from the story. But yeah, this was a good one. Love it. Has my heart. And this is another book that has been hyped up and you're going to see it in a lot of recommendation videos from other creators and it's well worth the hype. It's so good. The next book I want to share is In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. This author duo wrote Love in Other Words. They wrote The Paradise Problem. They've written a lot of romances over the years, but this one I think is their only holiday romance, and this is going to be a holiday romance that features a time loop. And you guys know I love time travel books, I love time loop books, I love alternate realities, I love anything with magical realism. And this one was actually pretty good, but in this book we are following a girl named May, and her life is not what she wants it to be, which is usually the case with some of these holiday romances. But her and her family, every holiday season, they have always gone to the same cabin in Utah, and they would share that cabin with 2 other families that they were close to. And May always looks forward to these trips. She always has a good time. She sees these 2 guys that she's been friends with over the years and have grown up with. But she finds out this year that this cabin is being sold and it is actually going to be their last Christmas at this house. And after she spends the holidays at this cabin, she is on her way home and she's obviously pretty bummed out that she's not going to be able to spend the holidays at this cabin anymore. She's not going to spend time with these people for the holidays like they used to, like they've had over the years. And so she puts it out in the universe and says, show me the way to happiness. And the next thing she knows, she finds herself at the beginning of this year's trip. And so she's just trying to figure out how to get out of this time loop. And maybe along the way, she may or may not find love. With this one, like I said, it features a time loop. There's also a little bit of a love triangle. Not always my favorite thing, but it was okay in this book. Full disclosure, this one is not my favorite. I think I gave this one 3 stars. As I said, I give a lot of these type of seasonal reads 3 stars, so it's not a bad rating. It was a fast read. I love the magical realism in this book and I enjoyed the characters and I thought it was funny too. So overall, this was good. It was a solid read. There's just others on this list that I did enjoy more. But if you're like me and you love books that have magical realism and you want to read a holiday book with a time loop, then give this one a try. Okay, we are almost done. I have 3 more books to go over. The next one I want to recommend is Faking Christmas by Carrie Winfrey. So this one is about a woman named Laurel, and she works as a social media manager at this magazine. And through a misunderstanding, she leads her boss to believe that she is married and her husband owns a farm that her twin sister actually owns with her family. So because her boss thinks that she owns this farm with her husband, he invites himself to spend Christmas Eve at this farm just because she's kind of said, oh, we do this, we do that, we have this big dinner, it's great. So he ends up making plans to come for Christmas Eve. Laurel is obviously panicking. She's like, crap, I kind of told a fib. He now believes I own this farm when I really don't. And her twin sister come up with this idea to have Laurel come to the farm and pretend to own it. And when she gets to the farm, the man who is going to pose as her husband is Max, who is someone she despises. She met him when her sister got married and instantly did not like him. So this one is definitely going to be a cozy, small town, fake marriage, enemies to lovers tropes. And I had a really good time with it. There's a lot of heartwarming Christmas moments. There's a cookie bake-off or cookie baking competition in this book that was super fun. And it's just going to give you the feels. And I had a great time reading it. So I would recommend this book if you were just looking for another fun and entertaining and fast-paced, just easy, fluffy read that's under 300 pages. This was a good one. Love it and would recommend it. If you're looking for a book that leans a little bit more into the women's fiction genre, then I would recommend this next book called Love, Holly by Emily Stone. Emily Stone is known for her holiday romances, and this is my first and only book that I read by her, and I do have a few on my holiday TBR this year that I want to read, but this one was so good. In this book, we're following Holly, and her parents were involved in a car accident, so it's just her for the holidays. And apparently there's this organization that she's a part of that writes letters to people who are alone for the holidays. And that's what she does. She just writes letters to people. They're anonymous, and she's not supposed to get the letters back. And it says usually the letters go unanswered. That's the point. The letters are anonymous, and the senders write whatever is in their heart. But this year, the letter Holly receives is different. Not only is the letter full of grief she knows all too well, but its writer, Emma, mentions a place that Holly has visited before. When she realizes that she might actually be able to find the letter's author, Holly becomes determined to reunite Emma with the estranged grandson, Jack, with whom Emma is desperate to reconnect with. So in this book, you're following Holly as she reconnects with Jack, and she tries to get him to go see Emma. And this book was so beautifully written. It was so heartfelt. It's going to tug at the heartstrings. The romance was good. I love that this was just a little bit different. It leaned more into women's fiction. And this book is just about grief and forgiveness and healing. And I feel like one of the best times to read this type of book that's about healing and forgiveness is during the Christmas season, because that is the best time to forgive and forget. That's what part of Christmas is all about. So if you're looking for a book that's a little bit different, if you're looking for a book that has a little bit more depth, that's going to be heartwarming and emotional and tender, then pick up this one. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I personally really, really love this one. So with all of these romance recommendations, they are all cute and fun. Some of them are fluffy. Some of them have a little bit more depth and are emotional. But if you're looking for just a good murder mystery that maybe has just a little bit of a rom-com-y type romance, then let me recommend The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. I read this one last year and had a fun time with it. So in this book, we're following Maggie and Chase, and they are both rival mystery authors, and they both have been invited to attend a Christmas house party at the country English estate of this very well-known queen of murder mystery. Think Agatha Christie. And that author's name is Eleanor Ashley. And soon after they arrive, the weather turns and Eleanor has gone missing. So they end up having to team up to find out what happened to Eleanor. This one is definitely kind of like a Knives Out whodunit type cozy mystery, and I had a great time reading it. It was a lot of fun. It was funny. These two people are rivals. They don't like each other, and the banter between the two of them is hilarious. I did listen to some of this on audiobook, and I thought the audiobook was well done. I think we had different actors playing the different parts, if I'm remembering correctly. I think if you're looking for a cozy, feel-good, just rom-com-y type murder mystery, then this is going to be the book for you. It was entertaining. I had a great time with it, and I would recommend it. All right, my friends, these are the 10 holiday books that I would recommend you guys read during the holiday season. Again, these are all mostly holiday romances with the exception of the whodunit type mystery, but my favorites, again, if you only could pick a few books out of this stack, I would say definitely the Plight Before Christmas. Such a funny read. A Cross Country Christmas, it's going to have a little bit more depth. Really love this one. and then also Holiday Romance. These 3 books are just my absolute favorites, and I will always recommend them during the holiday season. But let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. Do you agree with my little mini reviews of each one? Or let me know if there's a book that I didn't mention that you actually really love that you will always recommend during the holiday season. Or if you don't want to comment on any of the books, but you do want to let me know that you made it to the end, why don't you leave me a Christmas tree emoji in celebration of the Christmas season. But thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me till the end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.